And here we are at the reviewing area, and here we have the Transformers Authentic Wheeljack.
Wheeljack. Now, we was just talking as we was rolling the camera around, and Colton said, I wish that they would kind of bring back this packaging because the packaging that they have now, and still, you can go to other places and find missing heads off of Transformers and Decepticons or body parts because there's no plastic casing to protect that kind of stuff. Now, maybe we'll go back to it. I don't know.
What he meant to say is, I wish that they would go back and bring back these types of packagings, because as you can tell here, it does have that bubble shape thing to protect the figure from getting stolen from like a body part.
Like decapitated from a missing head. All you see is a Decepticon or Autobot with no head. So that's amazing.
Like they used to do back in the 2000s or the 2010s. Compared to today's, where some figures still have that clear window thing.
I'm just wondering if you get the Transformer with the head missing, do you get half off? I don't know. That's a good question. If you buy a missing Transformer head with no head, do you get half price? A little joke there, y'all.
Probably.
Okay, we're going to get to the review.
And I don't really need a knife for this, because I can just tear this open. Kind of like I used to do. Well, kind of like what these toy packagings used to be back in the 2000s and the 2010s.
Not back in the good old days, huh? No.
Compared to today's packagings.
Alright. Here we are. He's just going to rip it. He's just going to rip it. He's an animal. He's just going to rip it right off. He's going to rip and tear right into it. And that is where, yes, the back side comes off. And it can be thrown to the side. And right there.
Not gonna throw away the box, because need the instructions here. Even though I would have liked if it was on paper instead of just printed on the box here.
Gotcha. Okay. So.
Oh, I almost forgot to show y'all the bottom here.
Yes.
On the bottom, you just have words and barcodes and...
Recycle, please, and everything else.
Yeah, almost forgot about that.
Wait. What is that piece of paper in there? Open it up. You see right down there at the very bottom? What is that? Is that? I don't know. Is that the instructions, or is it just saying don't eat this stuff?
Don't eat this stuff.
Okay, never mind.
Warnings.
Yeah, I got excited there for a minute. I thought it was actual instructions on paper. Okay.
In multiple languages.
Yes, don't eat this stuff. Yes. It is not edible.
Mm-hmm.
It is not edible. No eating on cardboard. Hard to digest.
And here is the figure here.
And that is a bona fide classified, I guess, cheaper version of Wheeljack. There you go. Yeah.
And, well, he is kind of hollowed out on the back, like his legs here. And I will have to say, right off the bat, out of the box, he isn't, like, I guess you would call half bad.
Yeah, okay.
Like, half bad.
There is no metal on this guy whatsoever. It's all plastic.
Just plastic.
So.
Yeah. I love to say right out of the box, he's not like I already said, half bad, if you can call it.
Half baked. No, half bad. Yes. I like the color scheme. They got the color scheme right. And this is just a cheaper version. The G1 original Wheeljack had like gorilla arms that reached basically almost down to his feet. So I'm glad to see that this one is a lot more proportioned. Well, his arms don't go all the way down to his feet, so I do know that. So he didn't have a movable mouth per se in the cartoon. When he talked, his head lit up. So in the 1980s. And then you fast forward to Transformers the movie in 1980s when RC was pulling one of the Autobots in the base that was attacked. She let the Autobot down beside him. You can see the death of Wheeljack right there beside, I believe, what, Windcharger?
Yes.
Yes.
Windcharger. And this figure does look pretty cool all around. And he does have some paint apps to him. Not a lot, just a little on him to help break up a lot of this white. Like some paint on his forearms here. And the classic Wheeljack color scheme, like the green and red here. And is this type of green like accurate in the cartoon?
Yes, this Wheeljack was based off a real car, but I forgot what it was. I used to know what it was. It was based off of I want to say Le Mans something, but I'm not sure about that. He was based off of a real racing car, and that's always been Wheeljack until after 2000s when they made Wheeljack into some other things.
Well, I will have to say I don't like how he is in Rise of the Beast and Transformers Dark of the Moon. Okay. Even though he was not named Wheeljack, he was actually named Q.
Okay, I didn't know that. I did not know that.
But I definitely don't like what they did to him in Rise of the Beast.
This is the Wheeljack I'm familiar with, right?
Yes.
This Wheeljack, and I think he beats all other Wheeljacks.
Yes.
Because you just can't beat G1.
And the head sculpt does look really nice. And it's really crisp and painted really well. Of what the paint he has on him. And going to the back here.
There's his iconic wings.
Yep.
He always had wings on the back. That and his little shoulder cannon. And I forgot what it could do, but it was...
And like y'all saw from the back, he is kind of hollowed out from the back, but it's not half bad.
Yes. Yes, now, as far as Wheeljack, he really didn't do a lot of fighting up in the very front lines. He would get in there with them, but he was more always comfortable in the arc doing experiments and making stuff and building stuff.
Right. So all around, he looks pretty cool, and he doesn't look too half bad.
If I'm right, his shoulder cannon can come off and become his gun. I thought that there was another one in the package, but there's only one. So, and all that I just said rhymed and I didn't even realize it. So anyway, that's amazing.
So for articulation, head is on a ball joint. Yes, it's on a ball joint. Arms are on a ball joint. And if you want to, you can use that joint, which is for the transformation, if you want to. Ball joint at oh don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. But I mean, it can, okay, it's a cheaper quality, so I mean, it's made to pop off. I hope pop off, pop on, and just break. I don't know. Go ahead.
Ball joint at the elbows.
That's all right. You did good. Just don't get crazy with the joints. They could come disassembled at any time.
He
may not. I don't know.
Well,
Well, yeah, well, I was pretty wrong.
he does have like a waist swivel, but it doesn't really move. But if you, I guess if you want to, you can untap the chest and kind of bring it down some to like kind of have him a waist swivel if you want to. Yeah. But the only problem is his chest will be hanging out.
It'll be hanging out.
So I would advise you to just leave his chest tapped in. But if you really want to move his waist around, then just untap his chest a little and move his waist some.
Yeah, then you'll have waist articulation.
Ball joint at the legs, no thigh swivel, but he does have a knee joint due to the transformation. And the feet, okay, they have a joint here and a ball joint here.
Okay.
So you can get a lot of posability for his feet. And that is it. So he does have good articulation to him. The only issue I have with it is I wish that they would have the thigh swivel incorporated. Yeah. That's really my only problem with it. But everything else, you can get them in a lot of good poses. Well, good poses?
Yeah, for what it's worth. Like I said, this is not a high grade quality Wheeljack. This is more the cheaper end version. So, I mean, what you get for what you pay for is pretty much there. Yeah. Like his fist doesn't go in. He does have some articulation, but not as much as what a real Wheeljack would have. But
like a real actual Transformer toy that you can get it at a different store instead of a dollar store where this is from.
So, you get what you pay for. But like I said, we never had a Wheeljack, and this would just be a good time. I will eventually get a G1 Wheeljack, and all original. It's going to be kind of pricey, but...
So, he doesn't come with any accessories, but if you want to, you can use that shoulder cannon that he has on him, and you can remove it. Trying to adjust the screen on my camera so I can see what I'm doing. But you can remove the shoulder cannon here, and as you can see, you can attach it on either port here, or you can have him hold it in his hand, which goes on really well. Let's see if the other one can go. Yep. So he can hold them in his hands for no problem. And yeah, that's all you can do. He does have a port here for this, but we're going to save that for vehicle commode, because on the instructions it says it's for vehicle commode only for this port. And speaking of that, let's transform him.
Alright, let's transform him. If y'all know what type of race car Wheeljack is, let us know down below. I forgot what he was. He was based off of a real actual car. For some reason I want to say something Le Mans, but I don't think I'm right.
So now to transform him, you're going to take his feet and bring them all the way up inside here.
Inside that cavity. Okay.
And they do tab into place.
Wow.
Just like that.
Okay.
Now you just take the legs and tap them together.
There's not a problem with that tabbing. You hear it really good.
Now take his chest here and untap it and bring it all the way down, and it'll tap into these two tabs into these holes here. Just like that. Then take his robot mode head and flip it all the way in. And then you rotate his waist around, and these tabs will help lock in the back part here.
You may have to put the rest of them together. Like I said, this is the cheaper version, so don't know how well it's going to actually lock in.
Maybe it will if I get the arms in.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll do this. We'll come back to this in a minute. But take his arms and straighten out his elbows. And then take the arms and bring them down. And then try and get everything to tap in as good as you can.
Okay. That may be the best it's going to get right there, because of it being plastic on plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the best it's going to get. I can see that already.
Yeah. I'm just gonna leave it like that. And I think the last thing you do is take these wings and bring them forward to make his last. Spoiler!
You spoiled that. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, but it's okay because it pops right back on.
Just don't like tap it in, like do this.
Yeah.
Put pressure on them, or you'll do what I.
Yeah, don't put pressure on it. Yeah. You're great, man. It's awesome. Now, one thing that I do see about this that's a big problem is the plastic.
Yeah.
It's not wanting to tap in together. But this is plastic on plastic, and the tolerance ain't that great, so
yeah.
it's kind of but I mean, you know, this was probably printed at a fast rate and whatever, and the quality, the QC control on it isn't as good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you go to put pressure on one side, the other side pops out. Yep. Okay.
So I'm just gonna leave it like that.
Yeah.
But here's Wheeljack in his vehicle mode.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of things to figure out transforming this one. It's pretty much just falls right in line. The only bad thing is the QC quality issue is not as good because this stuff, we're having a hard time for it to tab in, to lock in, because it's plastic and plastic flexes. So that's what's going on here. You tab in one side, the other side wants to pop out.
Yeah. But for the vehicle mode itself, it looks pretty good from most angles.
Is what we have is back here, back there. As soon as he goes to press to lock this in, this part wants to jump out. So,
Yeah.
and that's part of the quality issue with, but it's a cheaper transformer, so you know.
And the bottom, he doesn't have much robot mode kibble. Well, the only robot mode kibble he has is the robot mode head and his hands. And what are his thighs here? But for the most part, he cleans up kind of good.
Yeah, he cleans up okay. I mean, I could see one or two flaws in it, but I mean, you know, this is. I do like the way that they have the car. It is looks almost, you know, pretty good to the original. So the hole that's on top of the roof.
Yes.
Right there.
But before I get to that, he rolls. Yeah, he rolls really good.
And he would roll a lot better if everything was to tab in the way it should and lock in. So, as you can see, like this one right here, you can see that whole body line right there. That's because the other side is tabbed in where this side wants to flex out.
But from what I noticed, he still doesn't have problems like rolling, even with this side like tabbed out or popped out. And he does have the same Wheeljack color schemes. The green, the red, and the... Oh, and he does have the black here and the same painted windows here. And as for this thing, you can attach it to this hole here to kind of give him an attack mode if you want to. Oh, and the front, the front does have some nice molded detail on it, but not picked out in paint. And oh, yeah. Oh, I was just seeing if he has any paint apps on the back of the car, but no, he doesn't. And that's it. That's it for this figure. Not a whole lot to it.
Nope. Not a whole lot to it.
So I guess we'll be back with our final thoughts.
Yep.